fair and love and war. Upgrade your life, fuck with a real nigga, no lanes for sure. I'm about my coin, get heads and tail, y'all flop, but I prevail. My grind stay on 100, y'all on 50-50. You clutch these hoes and shifty, can't fuck with me. I'm fair and love and war. Upgrade your life, fuck with a real nigga, no lanes for sure. I'm about my coin, get heads and tail, y'all flop, but I prevail. My grind stay on 100, y'all on 50-50. You clutch these hoes and shifty, can't fuck with me. No, I'm a different breed. A guy for show, I'm into you, but this you into me. I shoot my shot, I play my cards, but no, I never fold. My heart been cold, but since you done the temp on up and go. Take time, shit moving slow, this ain't no fuck, I'm trying to let you know. I'm trying to put a ring on it, big boulder bling on it, dip your shoulder thing on it. Take trips and show you, walk it up and go, don't think on it. My cinnamon apple, my honey, do you sweet on it. I lick between
boring, a bad thing? Not at all.
No, it should be expected. I think it's something that us elders should definitely warn, or let them know that it's gonna happen. Because children and life and work and school happens, and when it's all happening at the same time, it can get really boring. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
But again,
you taste so sweet, shawty. You everything I need, shawty. Please believe, shawty. You take my breath, oh gee, shawty. I can't breathe, shawty. I'm asthmatic with you. Let's go paint a future, bigger picture with them cars, rings, rocks, shoes, clothes, house, kids, white fence, whoa. Big bills paid too. Worries got none about you. Never switching, making you my missus. Sending X and O's, the hugs, the kisses. Arguments, you know they're gonna happen. Call you baby even when I'm spazzing. Love and war. Upgrade your life, up with a real nigga, no lanes for sure. I'm about my coin, get heads and tail, y'all flop, but I prevail. My grind stay on 100, y'all on 50-50. You clutch these hoes and shifty, can't fuck with me. I'm fair and love and war. Upgrade your life, up with a real nigga, no lanes for sure. I'm about my coin, get heads and tail, y'all flop, but I prevail. My grind stay on 100, y'all on 50-50. You clutch these hoes and shifty, can't fuck with me.
What up, though?
it's Tuesday. Welcome. She said, Love and Abundance is in the building. Love and Abundance Hospital is in the building.
Yeah.
Promote conscious parenting.
Promote it.
It's in the building.
On that PCP.
How y'all doing? 1, 2, 1, 2.
On that PCP.
You
Y'all
better
hear
get
me?
high on that PCP. Y'all know about that. Take that.
Do my mic sound nice? Check 1. Do my mic sound nice? Check 2. It's Tuesday. Hope y'all can hear me.
Yes.
Hope y'all can see us.
It's part 2.
Because we are here.
Part 2. Welcome, y'all.
Conscious
Shout out to
parenting
everybody.
with the Harrises. Shout out to the conscious parents in the building. Aspiring. And the ones that got it under the belt just want to polish it off a little bit.
Yeah.
Shout out to y'all.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's Tuesday, so you guys know we doing Conscious Parenting Tuesday, and we are continuing our conversation on building resilient kids because the missus had to run out last week. So we got through
Grab
it a
one of them
little
resilient
bit.
kids.
Yeah, grab one of those resilient children that we speak of, and we gonna get to it. I'm gonna clip my mic up now that I know everything is up and running, and we gonna get to it. But let's go ahead and do the pleasantries,
Yes,
Mrs.
welcome,
Harris. Let's go ahead and get him in. Looks like moderation gang is in the building. We drop a question in the chat or request to cam up and ask a question.
All questions are welcome.
Absolutely.
Johnny Blaze is in the building.
JB.
Welcome. Appreciate you pulling up and popping
What's
in.
popping, big dog?
Good to see you. We got a new face. Hey, Cola 314.
Hey, Cola 314.
Welcome, love.
That's
Appreciate you
probably
pulling up and popping in.
area
Or
code.
birthday,
You know what I mean?
Pisces, if that's what it is.
Uh-oh.
I'm just saying.
Talk about it.
I'm just saying.
We gotta find out. What is it? 314. Shout out to you. Thank you for pulling up and popping in. It is Conscious Parenting Tuesday. So we have topics that are catered around being a more conscious parent, being more aware. Mrs.
Yeah, no right or wrong. It's, trying different tips and strategies and methods. Change is always good because they are always growing and developing, and so are we.
Absolutely.
So the more conscious we are, I think the better we'll be in preparing them for the future. So we got some stuff for y'all. Part 2,
like it.
How to build a resilient
child. Red Lipstick Vibes is
sis,
in
welcome.
the
welcome.
Vibe is always positive, and she said, what she said?
Hey fam, I'll be in and out. Yep. It's a ball. Happy Mardi Gras.
Yes, indeed.
Enjoy.
Fat Tuesday.
Yes.
Enjoy, sis.
Fat Tuesday.
Be careful. Have fun.
Don't be swinging on no chandeliers.
And marching with them saints, man. When them saints come marching in, be in that number. You know what I mean? Shout out to New Orleans, baby.
Harmonize is in the building.
Hey, Armin.
Welcome, love.
What's going on? Sis is in the building. Sarah, what's going on, Sarah?
She said, did you know you had 420?
Lord have mercy.
Roll up.
Jesus.
420, everybody.
We got 420 subscribers, y'all. We are on the road to 500. And it's organic. It's taking a while, but we don't put a lot of time in here. We don't got the watch hours as well. So we got a lot of work to do, and we are built for the task. Yes. We got information and new formats for when we do cross that threshold to 500. I've been putting a lot of things in the mental Rolodex, so how we can change it up and appreciate the people that appreciate us. So shout out to us being at 420
creativity over here
of organic subscribers and on our way to 500, man.
Yes, let's go. Send it out, share.
True indeed. Who else is in the building?
I think I've seen Sir Hale.
Sir Hale is in the
Welcome,
building.
Sir.
Our brother. Our brother. Always with a good word. For you personally or generally on Sunday.
Speak on it.
You can get that good word, man. So check out Sir Hale. Sir Hale is doing amazing content now here on these streets.
And it's like,
absolutely.
Shout out to Lady Hale.
Shout out to Lady Hale as well. Shout out to the whole Hale family.
Out
we
there,
appreciate
always educating.
You. Keep inspiring. Keep doing what you do because we appreciate you. AR is in the building.
Welcome. Ear Dialogue is in the building. I better go check them out. We can't wait to get up there, buddy.
He is having a time too, man. We looking at them clips and videos like,
my guy.
Wow.
Jeez. The tunnel vision.
Shout out to you, man,
it's
for
amazing.
taking that time, man, to sit down and
appreciate
chop it up. We do, man. Boy, Eric in the building, beat maker extraordinaire.
Shout out to you. Shout out to you.
Let's go ahead and throw some of that.
That's on the track. You on the track.
Shout out to Von Eric Salam, brother. Hope all is well. See if we can load up one of these tracks. You know, I've been acting crazy the last couple of days. We gonna keep on moving.
Nothing but an email.
Intro played pretty good.
Okay, let's go with that.
Down a little bit. Shout out to Von Eric for blessing us with the music, man, and always giving us something that is very pleasant. We're thinking about doing something lo-fi, Von Eric. So if you want to reach out to us and be involved in that, because this, tranquil music, something that is really therapeutic, and absolutely you can use for class, and we can absolutely give a boost to our channel as well, with the cool vibe, and then, go from there. So shout out to us, man. We appreciate you. Let's see. Sarah is here. She said hello to all my beautiful people in the chat and on the panel. Yes, indeed. Thanks. Yes, indeed. So let's go ahead and get into it, Mrs. Harris. Like I said, you broke out last week. You had to go and pick up the baby. So
speaking on resilient.
We were talking about resilient.
You had an awesome one. slideshow for
Good
everybody.
enough. You know what I'm saying? Talk about it.
Colorful and stuff.
Talk about it. Together, my little
He's
slide
doing
shows
work
and
over
things.
here. Learning from the ladies. I see. You know, learn something from each other, you know.
And we were talking
Did a
about
good job.
resilience.
Yeah.
And, you know, building resilient kids. Again, you guys feel free to chime in the
Children,
chat
not
and
baby
throw some
goats.
questions in there. And we talking about children, not baby goats, as the missus pointed out.
But the kids say it to me. Why do they? Yes, children.
Not baby goats. Able to withstand or recover quickly from difficult conditions.
Babies are generally far more resilient than new parents realize. Of a substance or subject, able to recoil or spring back into shape after bending, stretching, or being compressed. A shoe with resilient cushioning.
Yes, indeed. So let's talk about it, y'all. Let's talk about resilience, how we build these resilient kids, and let's go ahead and give you guys an appetizer to kind of, you know, wet the palate.
I think this generation in particular has lost the ability to look at mental strength and resilience as badges of honor. People feel like it's wrong to have a stiff upper lip, to be strong-minded, to be resilient, to be tough under pressure. And I think, how have we come to this? How has quitting now become something to celebrate? People are looking at normal life stuff as some form of mental illness. Grief when you lose a loved one, trouble at work, trouble with relationships, whatever it may be. You've got to learn to be more resilient about these things, because that is life. It's not how many times you can hit, it's how many times you can get hit, get knocked down, and get back up and keep moving forward. That is what life's about. And I don't think we spend enough time helping people to be mentally strong and resilient. We're spending too much time encouraging a kind of wallowing in self-pity and weakness. It's not working.
What do you think, missus?
Now, I mean, he said it. Wallowing in self-pity.
What you guys think out there? Everyday things, you know, are
a normal part of life's functions.
Absolutely a part of our life. These hurdles are placed in our way, and we jumping over them, you know, builds resilience. And it lacks, you know. What do you think?
I mean, they watch us not be able to be resilient, right? They watch us have situations, you know, get into some type of struggle, right? Because they're present. They see it all. And they watch how we handle it.
I hear you.
You know?
You know, I hear you.
So we are definitely creating that. He said it. And I say it. I'm shaming. Yeah.
Damn.
But
Jesus.
You know, shit.
She's starting early, y'all.
And then something wrong with you when you're stern and you stand on your square and you're confident. You know, you're looked at funny, like, oh, well, you think you're better than somebody type stuff. No, I'm just been built to be resilient because I know life shit's gonna happen, and my character is gonna shine through when I get through it. You know what I mean?
Indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed. I wouldn't disagree. We're gonna watch a couple of more videos that I have on resilience, and just kind of bring the point full circle. And we're gonna continue with the presentation, I guess you can call it.
It is a presentation. How to build resilient children.
And we can run through it from the beginning
in children.
And run through it, you know, with a nice speed, so that, you know, we can get through everything.
Right.
But thank you, Mrs., for
put them in the bathroom. Put them in the bathroom. Yeah.
Our brothers got you. Yes. No, absolutely. Lately, adults and children are whiny.
Ooh.
It's Sarah.
I told you about that WW. It's real.
You're starting early, huh? Not being able to adapt to life and move past it because
Mm. Mm.
world don't move.
Just one drum might be right for you. Listen, goodness, even the theme songs had some type of delivery of a message. It was sits in your soul. Shout out to the old school, man.
How to build resilient children.
Mhm.
Let's go ahead and get this. If only you could package your precious child in cotton wool and protect them from the hard knocks in life.
It's a hard
The
knock
truth is
life.
you can.
Mm.
But the cotton wool is called resilience.
Mm.
And it is a protective emotional armor. You can build resilience in your children from a young age. In fact, the earlier the better.
Mm-hmm.
Not only are young people more amenable to change because their brains and personalities are still developing, but because young children are often exposed to stressors, it certainly makes sense to empower them with resilience promoting tools early enough to curtail negative outcomes. In this article, we will shed some light on the intangible yet invaluable qualities of child resilience, such as what it means, why it's important, and how to encourage as much of it as possible as early as possible.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Importantly, resilience is not a magic bullet or a special power. It has, in fact, been conceptualized as a type of ordinary magic. Check out Maston 2014. Given that although powerful, some level of resilience is attainable to everyone. Okay, resilience is not automatic, but is instead a learned behavior that becomes internalized and applied during stressful times. Greenberg 2000. Thus enabling resilient individuals to survive and rebound following extreme challenges. And like all things psychological, the concept of resilience isn't exactly simple. Resilience is a multi-dimensional process consisting of a cluster of skills that vary depending upon a particular situation.
Absolutely.
So this is where it all depends.
Greenberg 2007. Examples of resilient child development: having a hero,
yes,
having a refuge, having a place of solitude, having a voice, and having a purpose.
Absolutely.
How to build resilient children.
Build empathy. Help your child develop empathy by teaching him or her how to really consider and visualize the struggles faced by others. Identify a go-to person. Make sure your child has a close and supportive adult he or she feels comfortable confiding in. Listen. Ensure that your child feels that you aren't simply hearing, but are truly tuned in to what he or she has to say. Accept children for who they are. Avoid pushing your child in a direction he or she wants to go, but instead celebrate the person he or she is. Identify strengths. Find out what your child is really good at and offer encouragement and support. Do-overs. Make sure your child knows that mistakes along the way are okay. Present them as learning experiences and areas where he or she can try to do better next time. Develop responsibility. Give your child opportunities for developing mastery and responsibility. This will encourage self-esteem and efficiency. Offer meaningful participation. Offer your child opportunities to engage in activities he or she really cares about. Teach problem-solving skills. Show your child ways to deal with problems, providing both role modeling and encouragement. Yeah.
Building teams. Yeah. Insight. Help your teen develop resilience by asking him or herself questions that reveal personal truths. Independence. Help your teen develop resilience by teaching autonomy and self-reliance. Relationships. Help your teen develop resilience by establishing meaningful connections with others. Initiative. Help your teen develop resilience by taking charge of his or her life. Creativity. Help your teen develop resilience by using his or her imagination to deal with feelings. Humor. Help your teen develop resilience by finding the humor in difficult situations.
Yes.
And morality. Help your teen develop resilience by encouraging him or her to do the right thing.
Do volunteer work.
That's a strategy.
This is absolutely a strategy. When it comes to encouraging resilience, resilient, compassionate, and empathetic kids, there really is no substitute for helping others in need. Service work draws thoughts away from the self towards concern for others. This altruistic mindset promotes responsibility and autonomy while making a difference in society. So truly, what better way is there to add meaning and a purpose to a young person's life than to support others? Get a job. If employment is feasible for the teen's lifestyle and schedule, having a job fosters resilience by building a sense of independence, self-efficiency, and the type of pride that comes from taking a responsibility and earning one's own money. Yes. Get a job. Some states is 14, most 16, 17. Yep.
Absolutely. Mona D is pulling in.
Hey,
Shout out to everybody
welcome.
in. Hit the like, subscribe, share
Appreciate
button.
you.
Y'all see what Mona D said. We appreciate you, Mona. And we are talking about resilience and building resilient children, giving strategies, tips, and just a little bit of insight. Hope you guys are enjoying this evening, what we are discussing. And let's go ahead and break the monotony with
any tips or methods you guys want to throw in there, throw
absolutely,
in the chat.
throw them in the
Any
chat.
questions?
And any questions, please feel free to request the cam up or put a question in the chat.
Queen Karma Coleon.
Shout out to Karma on check
Hey,
in.
sis, hope all is well.
All is well.
Sending love and light.
But love and light to you. Appreciate you.
With a resilient, built children.
Absolutely.
Huh? That's what I'm talking about.
We appreciate what you're doing. Again, sending nothing but love and light to you. And you guys check out this video.
Is the way I'm thinking and acting helping or harming you in your bid to get that promotion? So number one, resilient people get that shit happens. They know that suffering.
I heard that. Resilient people get that shit happens. But they understand it.
Yeah. I mean, it was put on a t-shirt when we was growing up, right?
It happens. God damn,
happens.
You ain't lying.
I mean, and then later Forrest Gump tried to tell us how the shirt came along, right? Shit happens. You ain't paying attention to where you walking. You definitely gonna step in some shit. Oh yeah.
Let's go ahead and bring that back. Let me make sure. I want to be able to stop. Just gonna play it straight.
Resilient people get that shit happens.
Y'all think? I was stuck when I heard that. I was like, God damn, like that makes sense.
Who taught you that? Be like, yep, when one thing calms down, something else is gonna happen. Be ready for it.
Like, subscribe, comment, share, questions,
Thank
comments,
you, Mona
smoke,
D.
whatever you got.
Yes, 420, baby. 420. We at 420.
Peace to the gods and the earth. We know about it. Talk about it.
Listen.
Blaze on the pull up. What up, Blaze? Peace and abundance. I know how
welcome.
To the family, the mods, chat. Everybody is doing well. Thank you for stopping through, brother.
Yes. Remember, the whole saying was shit happens and then you die. That's what it was. life just be lifing, like.
Right.
The life cycle.
Do it.
So, number one, resilient people get that shit happens. They know that suffering is part of life. This doesn't mean they actually welcome it in. They're not actually delusional. Just that when the tough times come, they seem to know that suffering is part of every human existence. And knowing this stops you from feeling discriminated against when the tough times come. Never once did I find myself thinking, why me? In fact, I remember thinking, why not me? Terrible things happen to you just like they do everybody else. That's your life now. Time to sink or swim.
What you think about that?
I mean, I agree. I absolutely agree. I mean, she's absolutely spot on, you know. And the resilience shows when you are put in situations that, you know, are unexpected, you know, spontaneous, and it shows. It shows how you push through that. And my mindset has been that, you know, when tough times happen, I know realistically that it is people out there worse off than me, you know, and it humbles me. And that brings back that positive mindset, honestly. So,
Absolutely.
you know,
I always say the calm before the storm.
that's one of my mama's.
Absolutely. Life ain't shit. Then you die. Still trying to get a piece of that.
Bye, baby.
You ain't lying. Come on, then.
Mm-hmm. He's spitting some stuff.
Me. Terrible things happen to you just like they do everybody else. That's your life now. Time to sink or swim. The real tragedy is that not enough of us seem to know this any longer. We seem to live in an age where we're entitled to a perfect life, where shiny, happy photos on Instagram are the norm, when actually, as you all demonstrated at the start of my talk, the very opposite is true. Number two, resilient people are really good at choosing carefully where they select their attention. They have a habit of realistically appraising situations and typically managing to focus on the things that they can change and somehow accept the things that they can't. This is a vital, learnable skill for resilience. As humans, we are really good at noticing threats and weaknesses. We are hardwired for that negative. We're really, really good at noticing them. Negative emotions stick to us like Velcro, whereas positive emotions and experiences seem to bounce off like Teflon. Being wired in this way is actually really good for us and served us well from an evolutionary perspective. So imagine for a moment I'm a cave woman and I'm coming out of my cave in the morning and there's a saber-toothed tiger on one side and a beautiful rainbow on the other. It kind of pays for my survival for me to notice this tiger. The problem is we now live in an era where we are constantly bombarded by threats all day long. And our poor brains treat every single one of those threats as though they were a tiger. Our threat focus, our stress response is permanently dialed up. Resilient people don't diminish the negative, but they also have worked out a way of tuning into the good.
Mrs. Harris? Think about what she said. What y'all think in the chat?
Man, I think she's spot on. You know, it sounds familiar. No, it really does. So I think she was pretty spot on.
You guys let us know what y'all think in the chat. Again, put in any questions and don't forget, get a job. Don't forget that part.
Yeah.
Get
Stop
Get
coddling them
involved
damn
in
kids.
extracurricular activities. This
Yes.
is another strategy.
Yes.
Engaging in fun and rewarding activities promotes youth resilience by enhancing mastery, social interaction, and joy. Practice self-care, healthy self-care behaviors such as adequate sleep, good eating habits, and physical exercise promote resilience by encouraging a balanced lifestyle that provides young people with the strength and energy to deal with stressful situations.
Yes. There's a lot. We know that all too well. We have to prepare them. All right, next, another strategy. Be optimistic. Optimism is a recurrent theme in the resilience literature. As seeing the positive in a situation is an important way to encourage young people to have a resilient mindset that supports adaptive coping. Try relaxation. Adults, parents, try relaxation. Giving that relaxation is incompatible with stress. Techniques that involve deep breathing and relaxation are important and manageable methods that kids and teens can apply on their own in order to support emotional balance.
Absolutely.
Encourage that. Let them walk in and see you doing it. Ask, why? What are you doing? Listening to the rain and taking some time to think about my day. And you want to join me?
I think that Rain is one of the most played
Oh, yeah.
videos that we watch.
Mm-hmm.
It's Rain.
Rain. Sound of the rain falling on the tin.
It's, therapeutic at times.
Yeah. I mean, when you think about it, you're in the womb, that sound of water, what did they call it? The white light sound?
White noise.
White noise? Yes, thank you. They encourage that when you're pregnant to put that once the baby is born, because it's a sound that they're used to. Or now they have the capability of putting the heartbeat of the mother into a teddy bear or something like that. Because it's soothing. It's what they know. Mm-hmm. But look at us. We still like it.
Resilient people see the glass half full and not half empty. Life can do a clean leg sweep at any given moment.
Absolutely.
Speaking from experience. Sometimes getting up is extremely difficult to do, but staying down means you will ultimately lose.
Yes.
Absolutely. Stay down. Love the natural sounds and white noise. Absolutely.
Excuse me.
Absolutely. Fan on all year round in the Harris house.
Yeah.
In our room. And white noise.
And kids grew up with, the theme song of dust yourself off and try again.
Uh-oh.
You can dust it off and try again. Try again. Motivation for them, find those, play or repeat.
Listen and learn from others. Young people who know how to solicit and learn from guidance offered by others benefit from additional resilience resources they can utilize when needed. Try new things. While trying things that may be unfamiliar or scary, it also leads to the discovery of rewarding and enjoyable activities. Taking such risk also supports a youth's self-esteem, autonomy, and mastery.
Practice empathy. As noted earlier, empathy is exceedingly important for fostering resilience in young people because it supports a compassionate and giving mindset with less emphasis on one's own problems. Set reasonable goals. Reasonable. Young people, particularly adolescents, often find themselves stressed due to feeling overworked, overscheduled, and unable to meet desired goals. Teens have greater amounts of resilience when they experience a sense of pride that comes with achieving manageable objectives.
Take breaks. Many young people feel enormous academic pressure and are often extremely driven towards achievement. While dedication is positive, it is also important for healthy psychological and physical health to take necessary breaks. Establish a consistent routine. Maintaining structure is an important way for young people to feel in control and to avoid becoming overwhelmed.
Form meaningful friendships. The peer connections made by kids and teens are key influences on involvement in healthy versus risky activities. Resilience is enhanced when young people establish meaningful pro-social bonds with peers. Be aware of stressors. Young people are not always aware of the underlying stresses that make life more difficult. So, for example, an adolescent whose grades are suffering may not realize the connection between his or her declining grades and a schedule characterized by low sleep and poor study habits. By identifying these stressors, a teen is able to make life changes that promote resilience.
Accept change. By learning that change is an inevitable part of life, young people will develop the mental stamina to accept transitions as learning experiences. Find your passion. Adults and adolescents alike enjoy more fulfilling lives when they participate in meaningful activities. It is by discovering these underlying passions that a life of resilience and joy become possible.
That was good. That was pretty good, mister. There was a lot of learning along the way.
Because men are incapable of love and thought and putting together PowerPoints and pointing out resilience and giving instructional information that's helped and wants to help aspiring conscious parents, current conscious parents, future conscious parents, because that is going to give us children that thrive versus just survive.
Right. We can't forever, pander and coddle our children, I appreciate you. I appreciate the father that you have been. It has been many a Father's Day I've given you a card from me saying that if I had a father, I would have wanted him to be like you. Like I think that is one of the highest praises I feel to give. You know what I mean? Not that I think, I feel. Absolutely. It's like, and forever falling in love over and over again because it's something I did not have. So when I see the love and the nourishment and the knowledge and the wisdom and the structure that you give them, shit, if you got to yell at them, they better take it. You better listen. And you shouldn't have to. If you have to, that's a problem. You know what I mean? Like, and you don't really have to. I don't mind yelling off the hook because they girls. And love them to death.
Indeed.
I appreciate you. That was a good slideshow.
What Blaze said?
He said, life can do a clean leg sweep. And he's right. Absolutely. Many times over and over. Yes. What I've noticed is that kids nowadays are against taking risks. They give in to the pressure of the majority, even when they know right from wrong. Yeah.
Bella is here. Hey,
Bella.
Thank you for having us yesterday.
Awesome. We appreciate you. Such a sweet young woman. So awesome to see. Yes.
Keep doing what you're doing, you guys. If anybody isn't
subscribed,
Bella, go over to Bella. Let's get a 1 or 2.
Yep. All you gotta do is hashtag LIA in the chat. Nightbot will drop your link. So if y'all haven't subscribed, click that link. Go over.
Yes, indeed.
Ain't nothing but
LIA in the chat.
Welcome.
Likes up, Bella said. Y'all heard what she said.
Yeah, we're trying to build some resilient kids. And it might be some adults who may need to have that lesson as well. Finding themselves in a lot of confining challenges and don't know how to pull themselves through. It's always why me, It's like the devil did it when something's bad and everything good, God did it. That's always amazed me. It's like, we got to get on the positive foot.
Yeah, Bella dropped that LIA in the chat. Her link is up. Somebody go over there and click that. Click. Subscribe. Go ahead and run those numbers up to Bella. Amazing content creator with amazing information.
We felt loved and welcomed.
We did.
comfortable. Yes, ma'am.
I love it. I love it. She said, it was an honor having such a powerful couple on my platform. Thank you, Norma.
Thank you, love. We appreciate you.
Angry Snowman
Snowman.
in the building.
Part
What's
2
poppin', my
is in the
guy?
building. How are you? Hope all is well.
Thank you. Was right back.
You got to get that
brother.
PCP.
Well, get that. Yep, get hooked on that
Listen,
PCP, y'all. Get
it's going
hooked
down.
on that PCP. Promote conscious parenting. It's Tuesday, so that's what we're doing over here. And let's go ahead and reset the table. CP, baby.
See,
Good stuff too.
Yeah.
It's the good stuff.
Let's get high on that.
You know what I mean?
Let's get high on that. PCP.
Let's keep going.
Promote conscious
The problem is, we now live in an era where we are constantly bombarded by threats all day long. And our poor brains treat every single one of those threats as though they were a tiger. Our threat focus, our stress response is permanently
straight
What's going on the preloaded videos? So let's go ahead and bring her up.
I don't know if it was choppy for y'all.
Yeah, I don't know.
Just to get it together.
now live in an era where we are constantly bombarded by threats all day long. And our poor brains treat every single one of those threats as though they were a tiger. Our threat focus, our stress response is permanently dialed up. Resilient people don't diminish the negative, but they also have worked out a way of tuning into the good. One day, when doubts were threatening to overwhelm me, I distinctly remember thinking, no, you do not get to get swallowed up by this. You have to survive. You've got so much to live for.
You think, Mrs. Harris?
Oh, man.
Some people don't have the luxury to feel that overwhelming, that uphill battle. You have to fight it. You have to take it, but you can't let it overwhelm you to the point where you give up.
Where it cripples you.
What do you think?
Oh, man, I agree. And I think a lot of us do challenge with that. Multiple children right after a baby, emotionally, hormonally, and you don't even know where it's firing from. But I absolutely was there, and I would say to myself, what's she saying? I don't have time to wallow in my shit. I don't have time for childhood trauma to surface and, cripple me. This is unacceptable. So what am I going to do now? I'm aware of it. So I'll make you aware of it first. You know what I mean? Because you have to be aware of it. Sought some therapy quite a few times, because I can't put the blame on everybody else, because this is life. I chose this life. I chose this husband and these kids, and it's things that I have to do and complete. So I don't have time to wallow in my shit. And it was never really that heavy shit, but I absolutely noticed when it was rising and surfacing. And some people don't, It's comfortable. Like I said, that anger, that misery is comfortable. You know it all so well, right? May feel good to some people. Yeah, no. What do you think about what she said?
I don't disagree. Again, that's why, it stuck out to me. I like the points that she was bringing up. I wanted to know what you guys thought. You guys put in the chat if you got some comments, questions, anything other.
Yeah.
But I thought it was spot on. Again, sometimes you could feel overwhelmed, but some people don't have the luxury to let it overpower them.
All right.
So I get it. I'm a sports person. I know it's going to be times where, again, you look up at the clock, you're going to be down. We going to give up? What we going to do?
No.
What we got to do is apply a little pressure.
Look, whew. Get it done.
You do not get to get swallowed up by this.
Swallowed up. Have you ever been swallowed up? Have you gone through a time of swallowing where everything was overwhelming and you
No, you do not get to get swallowed up by this. You have to survive. You've got so much to live for. Choose life, not death. Don't lose what you have to what you have lost. In psychology, we call this benefit finding. In my Brave New World, it involved trying to find things to be grateful for. At least are we. The way I'm thinking and acting, helping or harming you in your bid to get that promotion, to pass that exam, to recover from a heart attack. So many different ways. I write a lot about resilience, and over the years, this one strategy has prompted more positive feedback than any other. I get scores.
Ready for this?
She got one good one?
Absolutely.
Ooh, I wonder if I did it already.
Bella is laughing. Don't laugh at us, Bella.
You ever been swallowed?
Do not encourage this, and don't encourage the damn chat, because they've been behaving. Woo. They have been behaving so far.
Okay. Grow up.
Swallowed up. Have you ever been swallowed up? Have you gone through a time of swallowing where everything was over?
Oh, man.
All right, let's get this strategy tipping.
Strategy has prompted more positive feedback than any other. I get scores of letters and emails and things from all over the place of people saying what a huge impact it's had on their lives. Whether it is forgiving family, ancient transgressions, arguments from Christmases past, or whether it is just trawling through social media, whether it is asking yourself whether you really need that extra glass of wine, asking yourself whether what you're doing, the way you're thinking, the way you're acting is helping or harming you, puts you back in the driver's seat. It gives you some control over your decision-making. 3 strategies, pretty simple. They're readily available to us all, anytime, anywhere. They don't require rocket science. Resilience isn't some fixed trait. It's not elusive that some people have and some people don't. It actually requires very ordinary processes, just the willingness to give them a go. I think we all have moments in life where our life path splits and the journey we thought we were going down takes some terrible, veers off to some terrible direction that we never anticipated and we certainly didn't want. It happened to me. It was awful beyond imagining. If you ever find yourselves in a situation where you think, there's no way I'm coming back from this, I urge you to lean into these strategies and think again. I won't pretend that thinking this way is easy, and it doesn't remove all the pain. But if I've learned anything over the last 5 years, it is that thinking this way really does help. More than anything, it has shown me that it is possible to live and grieve at the same time. And for that, I will be always grateful. Thank you.
Don't get mad at me, nigga. I'm here telling the truth. If somebody else should have told you this.
Guys think?
What do you think?
What
What do you think, sir?
Resilience?
What do you think?
I mean, I think it's a necessary tool. I think it's something that you should have in your toolbox.
It's not a magic.
It's not a magic pill or
ability,
cushion,
right?
but it should be build resilience in your children.
Absolutely.
We build them up to be resilient adults
Mm-hmm.
that can understand that adversity happens. Trying times happen to us all.
Mm-hmm.
How we deal with it is going to be, imperative. And,
Mm-hmm.
and it sounds cliche, but it's completely true.
It is.
How we react to things, how we deal with tough situations when we don't get our way, so on and so forth, tells a lot about us.
Especially the unexpected things. We have this path that we're on, and anything can change that. And it's how we get back on that path, stay on that path. But it sounds more of a lot of self-awareness and positive mindset, and I think just the reality of this is life. Like, shit's gonna happen, and you're gonna have to push through it. All kinds of things.
Nick is in the building.
Hey, Donique, welcome.
Donique. Hope all is
Appreciate
well,
you
man.
pulling up.
Yes, indeed. Y'all show some love to Donique in the building. We appreciate you. We appreciate everybody that shows love to us via sharing our streams, via showing love to us via Cash App. We appreciate you. Mrs. Harris, you got some things going on?
Yes.
I wanted to shine a light, take a couple of minutes, because you don't have an opportunity, when you're delivering your message on Sundays to kind of, sit down and give everybody everything, right? You kind of, you're very passionate about your message. Y'all check her out on Shame Sundays, every Sunday at around 6 o'clock in the evening. It used to be 1, but she changed that time.
Yes.
Now she goes
Time
on at
management.
about 6. So come and check her out. But you got things going on. You don't always get a chance to mention them. But now I want to give you an opportunity to talk about some of the things that you got going on. I see. What is that?
Yeah, so promote conscious parenting, which, you got coaches Sean and Nikki. So we are having sessions, offering services to families.
And surprisingly, it's been pretty inquisitive to people. People want to know more about it.
Yes, a lot of inquiries. And
shout out to everybody that's about that parenting. Can't wait to have you.
Yeah. Sometimes the truth hurts. It's just, you're unaware of it. So once you're aware, it's like, what we're going to do now? She said the will to want to push through. And we have that support. We're quite genuine and transparent, and, our life has not been perfect. We have been through a lot of obstacles and such in our separate individual lives and together. So,
we give them
definitely
an opportunity
understand.
to ask and give insight.
Yeah.
We encourage them to ask any questions that they have.
It's always welcome.
As they come.
Absolutely.
Shout out to Dr. Nkumbe.
Hey, now, welcome.
Pull in. What's up, Doc? Hope all is well. Hope you had a great week.
Great inspiration, mentor, motivator. Like that piece of deep. Right?
You guys
get on it.
And get that going.
Yeah.
Because there is good forms of PCP.
That's right.
Yes. That promote conscious parenting. So a shout out to the tribe.
Appreciate that. So next, what we got? I got the
what else you got?
The libraries. Well, we are homeschoolers, so I'm affiliated with quite a few different homeschool pages for Maryland. So we're going to soon be getting together and meeting, in small classes in different local libraries to practice some ASL and, give them some information about the deaf culture, break some myths, answer some questions. Free, of course. Anything you do at the library for the city, it has to be free.
Donations are accepted.
Right. The deaf culture, a lot of it. From the deaf perspective, it would be disrespectful for me as a non-deaf person to accept money for teaching. And I understand that. You know what I mean? So I would make them very aware, but I would appreciate.
But donations are
right. And it's all about building the connection between hearing people and deaf people, because a lot of people don't have money to pay for these classes and such like that. I had an awesome deaf professor. Shout out to Star Geyser, Tidewater Community College. She was awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, awesome. Welcome us into the deaf community. Yeah. So breaking a lot of myths and giving some information.
Like, you were
I
very
passionate.
passionate.
She let me bring the kids.
You were, and absorbing the information.
Yeah.
Like, you took that, you taught it to the children, you teach it to friends and family and anybody that's willing to learn. And again, being able to speak another language is always better than only speaking one.
Absolutely.
So when the baby came along and the communication level that she could say milk and more and please and thank you, and
instead of having a fit.
Yet.
Yeah. Instead of having a fit. Yeah.
And then going out into the community and people like, oh, you guys deaf?
Yeah,
like,
we would get asked that.
We're not. But that knowledge is power. And that's
just like me wearing a lot of autism awearness attire. People think, my child might be autistic, but no, it's just bringing awareness. Like, let's be comfortable with it. We out here, like
and they never assume that one of us may be on the spectrum. They always assume that it's like we're advocating for the children, which is really wild because,
we definitely got some tips.
The spectrum is the spectrum.
Yeah. I mean,
So, shout out to awareness. Shout out to the ASL community. Shout out to everybody.
A lot of us are thriving in the community. Thriving, yes.
And let's see, what is this?
Oh, I think I wanted to do this since I was a kid. Just getting all age groups of females together one day in my home. Got a nice big space here. So pajamas.
We live in a box. We live in a little old box, man.
Welcoming sisters. Our 23-year-old will invite a couple of her co-workers, Cypher's group, mom and friends, and extended mothers and daughters and such. So it's going to be a nice collective group of people. We're going to have some activities. We're going to talk about empowerment, building, give them a space to ask whatever questions they want. You got the younger group hanging with the teens and, just all of us together, probably going to cook some stuff. Yeah, we got some activities, man, talking about health and consent.
Let's take a look at it. So a day full of activities to strengthen the connection between women and young ladies. Fun and games, baking, cooking, strength building, questionnaires, vision board, discussion topics, health, consent and boundaries, green flags.
Yes.
Shout out to you.
Absolutely. And that's
and
for
female
all people. Yeah,
justice.
just them being aware of the different green flags of characteristics to notice in people. To say this is someone I would prefer to have in my life. I want people in my life that's going to enrich me and not bring me down. So they need to be aware of that. Definitely going to be like scavenger hunts of all types of empowering words that they may not even be aware of qualities of, that we should have as women, respectfully. And we even may have a jiu-jitsu trainer and a spar person to come out and, show us how to protect ourselves. So that should be interesting.
Self-defense,
yeah, some self-defense.
No doubt. That's dope, man. I appreciate you and the work that you do out here in the streets. Again, I speak, what I see. And when I point it out, I'm the one that's called mean just because I'm just noticing what I see, not taking a shot. I'm just noticing that, it is what it is. But I see you out here, again, giving information electronically, giving information actually. I see you going to the library. I see
Fishing
you
for
gathering community children. I see the work that we do with the coaching, and it's just been, a short period of time, but the influence that you have, the notice of how structured, how, focused that not only you, but the children are, and how it just creates this harmony. It's, people can buy in to the tools that you're giving them, the suggestions that you're giving them, because the proof is in the pudding.
Yeah. And it ain't no perfect recipe. That's the thing. One size don't fit all, about observation And I think being in that class, American Sign Language class, we had to, it was Friday nights. We had to go and spend in the mall. I think it was once a month. The community in Virginia actually had it's called Silent Night. It was like a deaf night. So they had the food court designated for deaf people. Right. And everyone would be in there, signing and stuff. So my teacher, of course, it was with permission. The people knew that we were there, right? She would be out there sometimes as well, but we would sit off to the side and we would have to observe and see if we could pay attention to some of the conversations. But that's something that's really rude. Don't do that. Don't, it's kind of being nosy and you might get called out by a deaf person,
Yeah, because they have no problem.
Because they'll inquire, oh, man, yeah. If they see you're looking really hard, they may look over to you and ask if you sign, and if you say yes, right, it's going to be like, it's kind of rude, just leaning in our conversation, but yeah. But you can't look at a person and tell that they're deaf, so just having that ability to have that total communication, I think is awesome. And I think when you come across a deaf person and they see that you're hearing and you have that capability, it's an honor to them, that you don't have a child that's deaf.
Absolutely.
That'd be the first thing, like your kid is deaf.
Absolutely.
Oh, your mom's deaf? That's the first thing they want to know, who's deaf? Your mom, your father? Somebody got to be, because regular hearing people are not inspired to make American Sign Language their second language. But me, I loved it. Time I was 12.
Well, you guys put any comments, questions, anything in the chat if you would like. Thank y'all for chilling out with us and popping in on Conscious Parenting Tuesday. I'm gonna share a screen and let's start another conversation. You guys see what this says?
They lied to you. They lied to you.
Let's make it. Y'all see that?
Praise George. I don't know who that is.
They lied to you.
Why you believe everything?
The post is from Praise George. And it says, they've been lying to you. Middle age is not 50. Middle age is 50 if life expectancy is 100. Life expectancy is 70 to 80. Middle age is 35 to 40. You are 35, you're middle age.
Creeping up on you.
Yeah.
I mean, it's realistic, logical.
If you retire at 60, you have 10 years to live before you die.
Not funny, but
live your dream now. They push the 50 is middle age narrative so that you will be deceived and keep working for them like a slave until you're about to die. They want you to waste your youth thinking that you've had
more time. Absolutely.
You
don't. Lord have mercy.
It's a lie. Life is short. Live your dreams now.
Now. Oh man, I love it.
What y'all think?
Like kids get that hard truth. That 23-year-old creeping up in here like, you 30. You is 30 years old. Like, right? No joke. I mean, for real. Yeah. Waste your time. It's going to happen. Opportunity's going to knock.
We came in the door. You know what I mean? Middle age ain't no 50. Middle age is not old.
I remember a hot argument with your peoples.
Like, we had a crazy.
He had a heated debate. I
We
think
come
on
into these
Facebook.
spaces naive as I don't know
Oh,
what.
it's
Like,
crazy.
and this is 2 years ago, 3 years
Mhm.
ago, 60, 55,
Right.
oh, 57.
And it's like the logic,
Are y'all
y'all.
serious? Like, who you know that lived to be 100? Because I know celebrities
Right.
that can't even get to 60.
Mhm.
And then regular people with their pork diet and their malt liquor,
Child.
60, if that.
Hmm.
Don't let the police come in with their bullets.
Right. And
And
the elders that we have now that are living to 100, they're in their hundreds now. Like they had a certain life. They had a certain regimen. Hey, this is not the same. They won't put their
And
mouth
it
on
was
no
organic
Taki,
food,
no
even if
Mountain
it
Dew.
was swine and all that. They was eating
Mhm.
real swine. Now y'all eating manufactured swine that was made
Mm.
in a building somewhere. Like,
Hmm.
unbelievable. So middle age ain't no 50.
Right. No.
So again, when
Mm-mm.
people are saying you need to get things started 20, 23, 24, you need to start making decisions and
Yes.
getting
Living
concrete.
absolutely
Don't be
purposeful.
telling me that I'm crazy. I'm not
Mm-mm.
crazy.
I mean, I'm telling my kids 18 from the time they little, like, yeah, you better be purposeful in this life. We need consideration and empathy. Like all of those things is gradual. It gets a little bit more articulate, as they get older, more defined on the specifics. But yeah, conversations is had. You better move purposefully. Plan your day out.
The American dream was a lie they sold us, so we would be on a never-ending paper chase, getting the bag for
Yeah.
them.
And that's
Ain't
the
lying.
focus. Yeah.
I have one aunt, great-grandmother, and a grandfather that all lived beyond.
You are blessed. Yeah.
Bless her.
Yes.
But
My grandmother lived to almost 90.
okay, yeah. I mean, I have people
Monty
who
was
are up there,
104.
but the majority of them had very humble lives,
Yes.
60, 70, if that.
Right.
So, a very realistic outlook is just what I thought it was.
Mhm.
And again, this is something that we waved our flag on from when we came in the door. We had a certain realistic approach and look
Mhm.
at life.
Yeah. I mean, that's probably why we are meant together, because we've had a realistic life kind of the whole time.
I'm gonna share one more screen before we get out of here.
I would love to live in fantasy land.
Just because we're talking about resilience, and like you just said, you would love to live in reality,
In fantasy land.
but that's not beneficial.
Mm-mm.
It's not realistic.
I had enough fun in that when I was a child, and I have fun when I'm, using imagination with kids. But reality is reality. What we got here?
So let's go ahead and take a look at this. This is something I was talking about with Dr. Nkume on Saturday. Americans overestimate the size of the minority groups, and they underestimate the size of most majority.
Okay.
So you guys take a look at this.
Y'all can zoom in on y'all screen
so we can see it. Estimated portions are calculated by averaging weighted responses. So as you see, Mrs. Harris, you see that there is a true proportion, and then there is an estimated proportion of certain categories.
Okay.
The true proportion is what things actually are, like reality.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And the estimated proportion is what people think, what they estimate.
Right.
And like you see, we're just going to run down this list. I just want to show you how, people don't have a firm grip on reality. People in general.
We live in fantasy land.
I would ask
everything.
the young lady that spoke about resilience earlier, would you say she was spewing talking points?
Oh, no.
Right.
No.
It was actually true what she was saying, although it sounds cliche. Like I said, a lot of those things, we hear all of the time. You got to focus and time management and,
positive mindset.
It's not how many times you get knocked down. It's how many times you get up and yada, yada, yada. But inside these things are truths.
Yes.
And if we don't understand reality, how can we have a concept on resilience? how important it is for development, for thriving, when again, we struggle with grabbing reality and what things actually are. And all of this information is here for us to grab.
It's a lot.
So let's just run down a couple of these things on this list. And you guys chime in the chat, put in any questions or comments that you got. Have a household income of over $1 million.
Oh my goodness.
The true proportion is 0%.
0%. Yeah. They think everybody got it.
But the estimated
income over $1 million
is 20%. There's people walking around thinking that there's households with over $1 million. You got to make $500,000. What the ladies on Kendra said, you got to make $250,000. One girl said $500,000. Are transgender? The true proportion is actually 1%.
1%.
But the perception?
Yeah, it's 21%. Everybody. Yeah, it's a lot.
Have a household income of over
500,000. Only 1%. Not a million. 500,000. Over 500,000. Okay.
The estimated 26%.
We think that's a lot of people. We think.
People are, wow.
I mean, it's just not many years ago we were saying America's becoming a third world country. Do you know how many homeless people? Just put homeless cities in America and watch how many videos are there. Philly, Baltimore, like it's crazy. They really literally look like zombies. So it's a damn shame that y'all think that this is true and it's only in Black communities because it's not. Yeah. How about that? On Muslim. 1%. They think everybody Muslim.
27%
it's a Christian country.
Are Native American.
1%.
27%. Again, I see 20 to 25% of people just completely walking around wild. And that's the people that's actually thinking. They're giving things thought. So again, couple those with the people who we hear don't understand shame, don't understand their wrong and foolish behavior. They just sociopaths and psychopaths walking around.
Oh, just the I don't care attitude.
And then couple them with these people. Like, how many people in this society are walking around just completely out of touch with reality, insensitive to other humans, completely egotistical, grandiose mentality? Yeah. The lack of consciousness is incredible. This is just a lack of consciousness. Are Jewish 2% versus 30%. Live in New York, 3% of people, but you think it's 30%, 10 times. Most of y'all couldn't make it in New York to save y'all life for a day. You think 30% of people live there.
Do they know how much a studio apartment costs in New York right now? Please. The people who are from New York will live in New Jersey and commute to New York to work versus living there. Yeah.
Are gay or lesbian? 3%.
It's only 3%.
Versus 30. Again, 10 times.
Yeah, we're really a grandiose, it's America.
Are atheists? 33. Bisexual, 4% versus 29% estimated.
Okay.
Are members of a union? 4% versus 36% estimated.
You think everybody part of the union?
Think everybody's a part of everything.
Yeah.
We just start to associate, but everybody's not judging though. I'm not judging, but you are though.
Yeah.
You are.
Yeah. Are members of a union? We did that one. Are vegan or vegetarian? Only 5%.
Okay. Are Asian? 6% versus 29%.
And they own
estimated.
They own where they at. They don't play about their shit.
Our military, 6% actually.
Only 6%.
40% estimated.
Everybody
lives in Texas.
9%.
30. So 30% lives in Texas. 30% lives in New York. That's 60% of people right there.
Oh, damn. That's the whole country.
Are left-handed. 11%.
Okay.
Versus 34% perceived. Lives in California. 32%. We had 92% people living in
That's
New
3
York,
places,
Texas,
and that's cities.
and California.
Wait, what city? One city and 2 cities. Because New York City is a city, not New York State.
Y'all got faith in these people. Gotta promote
That's
conscious
a lot.
parents, and they have to take PCP, y'all.
Yeah. Promote conscious
This
parenting.
information is out here for us. Our Black, 12% actually, 41% estimate. Have an advanced degree. 12%.
Everybody ain't got no degree.
12%.
It's only 12%. That's the country, right? This is the countrywide. Just saying.
37% proceed.
Oh, I would think they would think it's higher than that. Everybody got a goddamn
First
degree.
generation immigrants, 14.
Okay.
33% are Hispanic, 17. 39% estimated are Catholic, 22%. True proportion. 41% own a gun. 32% estimated, over half.
Like half. We're not as armed as we think.
Have at least a college degree. 33%. 47% estimate. Have a household income of over 100,000. 34% versus 38% estimated. That's the most realistic they've been. Surprisingly, where it falls. Have a passport, 37%, versus 45% proceed. Are obese, 42%.
Almost half the country.
Half the country is obese.
That's amazing.
Versus the perception that over half the country is.
Okay, so almost half.
56% people are estimated.
And we need to be more conscious about that.
47 to 50%. That's the closest.
Right.
Republican.
Okay.
Married. 51% is the true proportion. 55% is estimated. And have at least one child. 57 to 58. Okay. Very close.
Damn. That's some truths.
Just some
numbers. Some information. Some numbers.
Information.
Yeah.
And again, I just took it. Shout out to our brother on
Hey,
the check-in.
brother.
Awesome all as well, bro.
Welcome.
People are walking around out of touch. You're out of touch. You're out of touch.
I mean, I've been to this because, just the conversations, man. Here it's like, really? So you met all the men, huh? You know all the men, huh? Okay.
So what do you guys think about tonight? Building resilient kids. We wanted to bring you guys a little bit of info on resilience, on how we can use strategies, tips to build resilient kids, not baby goats, to build resilient teenagers and make them resilient adults. This is Harris.
And if you as an adult, feel as though you lack resilience, this can be good for you. Watch it over and over, repeat to yourself, look in the mirror. We got to empower ourselves a lot of times, especially if you don't come from that type of environment. Big yourself up, but don't blow your head up. We're not talking about that. We're talking about confidence, not conceitedness. Yeah, it's a difference.
I don't see any questions in the comments. Bella's crew, they had questions. The questions were coming over there. We're going to have to go over and sit with Bella for more. They be having them questions coming in.
Yeah. How did you get through some resilience? What is something that transpired when you as a kid that you can remember?
We're going to be up here for a couple of more minutes. And then we are.
Is this live? Yes, it is.
It is absolutely
live for you now, brother. Live.
How you doing, man? Hope you had a good week.
Yeah, we did our slideshow. Your brother did an awesome job at putting together a slideshow.
Thank you.
Information about resilience and some strategies to influence that in our kids, even if we need it. Some of us do. Yeah.
see, what do I have
Lord,
in regards to resilience on our Facebook?
I see the foolery on the Facebook page. Lord have mercy. We'll have to clip
a
it.
lot of foolery on the Facebook group page. Shout out to our Facebook group. Because they keep the foolery coming. They stay firing over there. But I'm looking for this one.
I can talk about a lot of resilience building, man, because, you know, we were those outside kids. We may have been the last generation of being outside. It was expected to be outside. We didn't want to be inside. It's like, okay, some houses, it was like, you can't go out to 12, you know? Some let you go out anytime, you know? Couldn't go out to 12 noon, afternoon, you can go out, you know? So you had some friends waiting on the corner for them. Come out, I swear they come.
Also, happy Love Day. He's looking forward to Valentine's Day is coming up, right?
No, shout out to you
so shout out
and
to
the
you,
wife.
bro. Yep.
Sending love for the
Valentine's
Day.
Happy Love Day, everybody. So y'all love up on somebody. I believe it's coming up, right? Tomorrow.
Yeah, it is. We don't. I mean, you know, we don't really. Shout out to y'all.
Your birthday's coming though. Shout out to that.
February 19th, baby. Yeah. Should I put on a birthday gown and all that? We have to be 47.
Shit, I see them give a lot of money.
You got a crown.
A lesser cause. So.
Yeah, I need that.
You've been giving them information for 2 and some odd years.
Yeah.
I don't think there's nothing wrong with putting it up there.
Yeah, okay. I might.
Some people just put it up just cause. So shit.
Get my rooter to shooter sit up there and bully y'all out your money.
Birthday, shorty. I got thrown out the house. Don't come back unless you're hungry.
I mean,
you could pee outside. Boys can pee outside, so that's a good.
Yeah. Yeah, there wasn't snacks and things, you know, just in the cabinets for us, you know, to have. So, but the resilient part of it was being young. Like the first part was going to the grocery store, packing bags. That's 8 years old. We 8, 9, and 10, making some money, you know, getting the Chinese food and going to the pool and, you know, being resourceful. We didn't have parents dropping us off at camp and dropping you here and walking you to school. All of that was you. You needed to be focused. You needed to watch your surroundings, right? And you needed to get where you was going and on time, especially if you trying to make breakfast. Because ain't nobody in the house sitting up making no breakfast. So times was different, you know. So we're doing more than we're doing much more. We are coddling and pandering them. They don't pick up they don't wash their own clothes. They don't have a regular, consistent chore to wash dishes. They're not to sweep or do anything up the couch. That's not building resilient children. They need to do shit. They need to work. They need to move around. They need to be focused on tasks and duties that's been, you know, delivered from the elders to say, this is what you need to do. This is what you need to do. And if they ain't good at it, switch it around. Switch the chores. Like, you got to find out who's best at doing what. So it's on us to pay attention to their strengths as well as their weaknesses, right? So if we know what their weaknesses are, it's kind of on us again to know that and assist them with building those weaknesses up, you know, and also praise those strengths. Be optimistic. Let them know that you appreciate those strengths because it sticks. We want them to be the best that they can. You know, the more words that they have, the more literacy they have, the more context they have, the more comprehension they have, they're going to be better off. Yeah. I don't like to celebrate it either. That's right. To love me in a special way.
365, man.
Yeah.
Let's see. What else we got? What day is your birthday?
Monday.
That would be February the 19th.
Share the holiday.
President's Day, right?
Yeah, President's Day. She had a day off. Shout out to me.
Lioness. But I I'm not going to work though.
Okay.
I ain't even gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
I will not be going to work that.
And one of my bestest sister's friends is the 18th. And Cuzzo is 20th. So you got a few.
I got locked out of the house till 8:30 p.m. all summer long. Make it happen.
Yeah, you ain't coming in here.
Make it happen, Captain.
Stay outside.
I'll be opening that door either. Ooh, you going in and out?
Yeah.
I was on collecting bottles, taking them shits to Yaya's and
Yes.
Baloney's.
Yes.
Shout out.
Shout out to New York, bottling bottle stock, man. Don't do that here. Wrong in Maryland.
Shout out to Yaya's
Crazy.
Baloney.
Yes.
Corner stores.
Yes.
Bodegas.
The breakfast sandwiches.
My wife
Oh,
and
my
I
goodness.
have never celebrated Valentine's Day in 11 years. We have been together.
Awesome.
You guys, like you guys allude to, y'all love every day. It is, nothing to show the misses that.
Oh my God, Mama! Oh my God, he beating the feathers off of her. He is beating. Oh my, y'all need to stop.
They not gonna stop.
Mama! Oh my God!
Somebody
Mama, he really beating the feathers off of her. I cannot believe it.
That's right. He don't care that we see it either.
Mama!
Please stop. He gonna go again. He got stamina.
My man, he got stamina.
Shout out to Karma Coleon. Her birthday is March 18th.
Come on,
right
sis.
along with my mama-in-law. They're going to rest this week. Hello, Pisces.
Come on, y'all.
Yeah, we different. We look different.
Shout out to the Mrs. 219. Shout out to everybody else that's going to be pulling in Pisces season.
That's right. Shout out
That's
to y'all.
what it is. We don't believe you should need a special day to show your spouse something you should already be showing every day.
That's right.
Not lying. Since we've gotten married, I've always got flowers on the 20th of every month. And sometimes
just because.
Men be doing their work, man. I don't know what y'all be talking about. Men be out here doing their work.
Yeah, it's definitely that thought.
Shout out to my fellas, man.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what we got. Let's go on over to the TikTok shop. This is Harris.
Tickety-tockety.
We got about 15 minutes or so.
You were showing me some stuff too.
I was.
I be in the paper.
Get biblical on there.
Oh, this was a good one too.
Get biblical on their ass. Where the church go was that? Come to the front of the congregation.
I listened to those lessons every time I attended, and I was there. I absolutely was listening. I took it all in, and I used to tell you all the time, my faith can't be shooken, because what I got from everything was love, and I'm going to take that. Not the hypocrisy. I ain't messing with y'all.
That love, homie. He said the love is for real, homie. That's right. So, church people, can y'all explain this?
6 things the Lord hates. No, 7 things he detests. Haughty eyes, a lying tongue, hands that kill the innocent, a heart that plots evil, feet that race to do wrong, a false witness who pours out lies, a person who sows discord in a family. My son, obey your father's commands, and don't neglect your mother's instruction. Keep their words always in your heart. Tie them around your neck. When you walk, their counsel will lead you. When you sleep, they will protect you. When you wake up, they will advise you. For their command is a lamp, and their instruction a light. Their corrective discipline is the way to life.
I mean, you know, it has been written.
I didn't know that the Lord hates. You said
Right,
that.
I
You
said
like
that
the
off
Lord
top.
hates? Like what the hell?
Wait a
You know
minute.
that, but
This
it
is
says
the
he
translation
despises-
Shakespeare got from
he
the original
despises.
text. That's what I be thinking.
What I got from
This
it,
is what was translated.
I wanted to know what
Okay.
haughty eyes was. Did
Haughty-
you know what haughty
Slutty
eyes?
eyes.
Ooh, child.
No, I'm just kidding.
For shame!
I gotta look.
Wait, haughty. No, I should know. That's not good.
Yeah.
Haughty eyes.
No, y'all know in the chat what's haughty eyes. In
Disdainful, proud, blatantly and disdainfully proud.
What is haughty?
That look of like
okay.
better than
Haughty
look.
eyes are sinful and arrogant.
Naughty.
Damn.
Attitude of
As the
superiority.
Bible teaches, the word haughty is defined as blatantly and disdainfully proud. The Bible lists haughty eyes as one of the
It's
things
that I can't
God
stand you look.
hates.
Wow. It's like you want them to kill over dead by the look. Like if you can just look at somebody and they
Okay.
fall asleep forever.
I said slutty eyes.
It's not.
Slutful eyes to someone that is not your spouse.
Oh
God.
my goodness.
Damn.
That's not what it is. It's giving someone a hateful look, that evil stare, right?
Haughty. That's not your spouse.
Oh my God, Mama! Oh my God, he beating the feathers off of her.
Hey, his nephew, don't be letting him beat the feathers off of you. So the Lord hates that shit. Okay.
Look,
That's that shit safe.
God, oh my goodness.
Yeah,
They said that
shit,
discipline is
haughty
needed.
eyes and shit.
Okay.
You know, to say it got some more
Correction.
shit in Google. Shit is in Google.
Correction needed. Evil sense of arrogance.
Haughty eyes followed by such things as a
Lion
lion
tongue.
tongue. You motherfuckers.
Stop lying. Arrogant demeanor. Overall
Hands that
attitude.
shed innocent blood.
That's what the innocent people. The Lord goes strike you.
A false witness.
The liar.
Be quick
Like
to run
to wrong.
to evil.
Wrongdoing.
God damn.
Just bad. Ugh.
That shit sounds familiar.
If you see me and you tryna see what's up, he wanna fuck with me, then I'ma have him stuck. Bitch looking bad and got a stupid butt. Jewelry on your wrist, fucking hold it up.
See what it say? Feet that are quick to run to evil. And spreading lies. A false witness.
I mean, Pastor used to preach, man. Pastor used to preach. They used to go hard, man. I was listening. I used to be scared. Like this is this real?
Tell, man.
God is watching all the time. I was really
lying on people.
I was a little engulfed, man.
But some people gain from it. So we'll leave with this message. Don't forget this one.
Toxic people are trying to get things. They're not being toxic for no reason. They're gaining something out of how they operate. That's why they operate like that, because they get something. As soon as you find that out, you'll be able to cut off what they're getting, and they will leave.
Getting something.
They're getting something.
Cut it. There you go.
leave.
Yeah. Be gone. Yeah.
So that was what we got, man. We had a little bit of fun. We got some information on resilience. We had a couple of, I would say, yeah, but they were more like, you know, information to build off of with, you know, the estimation of what people are overestimating and underestimating the things that God hates, and, you know, just information for us to build on. The resilience videos were, you know, coincide with
those were enlightening. It seems like a coach. It seemed like she was coaching people. You know, that was a group of people who needed to hear some of that stuff. Yeah, and people who grieve the death of loved ones, it's a unique situation, and sometimes it's hard to push through, right? Because it's very unexpected. You know, so to hear those things is something you might need to hear a lot, you know, because without us building on that before we even had kids, like the first apartment we was in, we was going hard on them conversations about death, you know, and I needed to hear that reality, the realistic thing. Like, you can't be mad. What do you mean you're going to give up? Because the reality of it is you're still living. So, you know, that doesn't make sense, and I appreciate that.
Okay.
I have a more comfortable mindset of death, because some of us can go into a deep hole, and it's hard to get out. You know, yeah, appreciate that.
What it is, man.
You know,
is what it
shout out to 20.
Yo, shout out to y'all for chilling out with us, man. Pulling up on Conscious Parenting Tuesday. We talked about resilience today, building resilient kids. We continued from last week. The missus had to run out, but we were able to get it all finished up today. We will be back next Tuesday with another amazing topic about conscious parenting. But in the meantime and in between time, we'll be back on Saturday. I may be on location. All of that is to be determined. The missus will be here on Sunday to give you guys some dope information.
I will. I might be yelling at people.
We are the Love and Abundance Hospital, man. We are here 3 times a week, depending on your need. You can check in to whatever suits your preference. We have triage.
Yeah. Any suggestions?
Here on Tuesdays, with Conscious Parenting Tuesday. We have a more cerebral approach on Saturday. Get something a little more specific and diagnosed. And we also have Shame Sunday, which is like emergency. So check in, yo. Check in to Love and Abundance Hospital. I'm Mr. He Said. That is the missus. She goes by Mrs. She Said. It's all he said, she said, until somebody can pull up a slideshow and prove it. See, like how I did that. See, that's how you keep them laughing, fellas. You gotta keep them laughing. Bring that humor, bring the information, bring your manhood, stand on your foundation, walk in your purpose. Take some of that PCP, man.
Promote conscious parenting.
The good PCP,
right?
Not that bad stuff out there.
No, we don't encourage that.
PCP. You ever?
And it goes.
We out here, man.
Baby.
Shout out to y'all for pulling in. Hit the like, subscribe, share. Drop a comment at the end. Help us grow this channel, yo. We on our way to 500 subs, and it's organic.
Appreciate y'all.
We appreciate y'all. Shout out to our lionesses. There they go down there scrolling at the bottom of the screen. Y'all see them. Shout out to Mrs. She Said. Shout out to Red Lipstick Pod, It's Michelle, Mona D, Bella Green, The Real Freshness, Henry WTV, The Right Street Podcast, Palmer's Eyes, Jay Mack, all the Lanes is out here doing amazing work. Thank you, Bella, for having us yesterday. Shout out to the to the message. We love you. We appreciate you, sis. Keep dropping them gems on us in the morning.
Right.
Shout out to Lady Di. Shout out to my brother James, Marriage to Date and Support. Y'all check out all these amazing content creators, yo. They got amazing information. They are innovative. Everybody has their own uniqueness, and it's dope to be a part of this collective.
The
right
wives
here.
will be coming to you
Yes,
soon.
indeed. The wives will be coming to you soon. Shout out to Lady Da. She got that going on and invited you to
nice
be a part
amount
of
of
that.
us too. Good 8 or 9, 10 of us. We're gonna pull up.
Wait, 8 or 9?
8, 9 or 10 of us. Absolutely.
God,
young wives. Me and Take Heed are probably old hens on the platform, but we sit in that honor. We take that proudly.
No doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt. So shout out to Lady Da for inviting the
She's
missus.
doing a lot of things. She out there on them streets too. Her and hubby gonna be out there asking questions. When they warm up, we might join y'all with that.
See what happens. Let them cook. Let them cook. Y'all know how we get down over here. When somebody got something to say, you let them cook. So shout out to each and every last one of y'all. Do something good for somebody other than yourself, because that's when real character shines through. Create resilient kids, man. That's the standard.
Please.
That's the standard.
They need it because I think we know best what the world has for them. So we need to prepare them for that.
Indeed. Yeah. Indeed. We will see y'all next week. Y'all be good. I know how we get down.
Enjoy the rest of y'all
Ladies
week.
First.
Muslim girls training in general civilization class that was established by the most honorable Elijah Muhammad and now headed by the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. These training units, how to keep house, how to rear their children, how to take care of their husbands, sew, cook, and in general, how to act at home and abroad are the foundation of a civilized society. They form the basis of every civilization. And to the degree the woman can execute and master these training units will determine the degree of civilization, the level of civilization.
What the father was able to do was, through his teachings, he was able to bring out the mathematics and I think one of the most important lessons, which is called the 12 jewels. And those are knowledge, wisdom, understanding, freedom, justice, equality, food, clothing, shelter, love, peace, and happiness. So a man must first get knowledge, wisdom, understanding. Once you got that, then you can go for your freedom. But freedom must operate under a law of justice. I'm free to smack you in the face, right? But now justice comes in. That's the reward or penalty for my acts or deeds. So that keeps everybody at equality. Because what? All men are created equal until you do something to break that equilibrium. And once you establish that, then what do a man need to strive for? His food. Of course, food for thought and physical food. His clothing. Of course, clothing for clothing, but a cloak of righteousness as well. And his shelter. A shelter to live in and a shelter to protect itself from negative things in his atmosphere. And once you got that, what's left? Love. But what's love without peace? And what's love and peace without happiness? And happiness is total, complete satisfaction with yourself.